The person who made the role-playing game called Where's Dazzle reached out to me and said, on December the 25th, 2024, I talked to one of Qwel's used-to-be friends called Bryce. I asked if I could contact Qwel to get permission to make a Dandy's World fan game, and this is what he said. Stealing assets is of course really bad, however using their intellectual property still isn't right, and they are actively taking down games that use any intellectual property owned by Blush Crunch Studio. Even if you do not make game passes, you still profit off of premium payouts. Bryce goes on to say, now a message blank loves to send is where Qwel said she's fine with fan games as long as they do certain things. However, that has since changed and no longer holds any value. Why? Because it's very hard to keep up with which games are considered okay and which games are not. As of the most recent call I've had with Qwel, which was a few days ago, she has stated that any game using Dandy's World IP will be taken down. So that was from somebody called Bryce, which is apparently an ex-friend of Qwel. Qwel has spoken publicly about fan-made games and has said the fan-made RP game isn't fan-made, it's made by thieves who are profiting off our IP characters. They have more paid game passes than we have, and if they were fans, they'd realize what they're doing is wrong instead of selling quickly thrown together asset rips to genuine fans. Qwel has also said publicly, I'm fine with the fan-made RP games that don't do direct purchases and profit, don't steal assets, and moderate well, but a lot of them don't. Qwel then says, like, sorry, but I don't respect trying to steal money off of players. I don't like that. Qwel then says, anything without the stolen assets and game passes is fine, by the way. For those of you that don't know, if you make a game on Roblox, apparently you get something called engagement-based payout. So even if you don't have game passes, you can still earn Robux from your game. Even if your Dandy's World game that you've made doesn't have game passes, you can still earn Robux from premium Robux players playing on the game. Eventually takes money away from Qwel's game, Dandy's World. But of course, as she said, anything without the stolen assets and game passes is fine. If you make a game without any stolen assets, then there's nothing anyone can do about it. It's an original game. So games like Crazy Skidlets, that game is inspired by Dandy's World, however they've got their own original content, they've made their own assets, so there's nothing Qwel can do about that, it's an original game.